All right, just wanted to do a quick update video. You're gonna have to pardon, the shop is a disaster right now. So just started, these are blast gates for my dust collection system, and this dust collection system is temporary. It's just something to help me keep things clean for the time being. And these hoses will not be that long when I set my tools up permanently, but I'm not exactly sure where they're going to go, so I didn't want to cut them too short and then have to use a different length of hose, so I just left them long. I have it, might as well use it. So I got my planer and my jointer set up. These things are dust hogs. I mean, huge dust mess after using these things. So table saw, I have to get a 4 to 2 inch adapter in order to use that into the dust collector. But I got it. It goes up, and I'm doing it the affordable way. This is 4 inch, I believe. It's for irrigation. It's PVC, but it's not the same as your typical PVC. It's kind of has this like ribbed internal wire. And these are just coming down because eventually I'm going to make some cabinetry, and so this will be coming down to like maybe the sanders and the maybe a bandsaw. I'm not sure, but exactly. But this will come to the miter saw, which is way over there at the moment, and also to a like a dustpan box. So I can just sweep right into the box. You know, if I have a mess on the floor or whatever, sweep right into the box, and it'll take it right up into the dust collection up in the loft. So that's one half of my dust collection. Working on it, getting it ready to go. And I know that I'm gonna probably get some eye rolling here, or but I found that when you remove some of the ribs from the inside of the dust collection tube, you can actually stretch it out a little bit and fit it over where it wouldn't typically fit. So it's working good. It takes all the dust out, and like I said, this thing is a mess. This thing's a mess, a jointer. It just chips everywhere. So this works good if you just take a few layers of the ribs. You can see the wire. If you just from the inside rip about 3 or 4 swirls and then clip it with a wire clipper, it stays intact, and you can kind of stretch it out and slide it up. And then this one I didn't have to do that with, but with jointer I did. So, and then I'll have a blast gate for each tool, so if I'm using the jointer, I'll close this up and open that one if I'm using the planer, and I'll just use this. And this is just held up by its own weight, but I have a 220 plug up there, so it kind of follows the cord. And then I have the other side over here, the other half that I have hooked up to my CNC machine. This one's opened almost all the time because that's the tool that I use the most over here, and it just kind of comes up, and then I have the tube comes down, and hooks to, and that takes almost all the dust. I did a carving today, and like you almost see nothing, no dust. So, and then that splits off there, comes up and over, and this will be where I have my router table hooked up at the moment. And so I used I don't even know what you use. This is like a rubber material, and it goes from 4 to 2, and then I just have it to the top. It was split off Y to the bottom box too, but I just found that if I just have one single, it takes almost all the dust. I mean, this is a messy machine too, so it does have some, I think this is actually dust from before I had this thing hooked up today. So So that's just kind of a update on my, when I leave that open for future tools so that I can bring it down and over. But I probably have something for my drill press, but I don't use the drill press all that often, to be honest. It's kind of nostalgic because that was my dad's drill press, so I kind of keep it. I know I'll have a use for it in the future, but I haven't had a use for it as of lately. So this is just my dust collection system, and I am just wanted to update anybody that's interested in what I'm doing with this shop. So it's a mess in here, I know it, but I got like 18 projects going on at the same time. So yeah. Oh, and then I also I hooked these up to remote controls too. So like so there's that, and of course that's so that I don't have to run up the stairs and turn it on, every time I want to use a tool, so yeah, that is, and if you're curious kind of what that looks like, that remote control, or if you want me to show, there's videos online, but basically the plug here has behind here, between the plug and the wiring, that's where the remote control sensor is. And then this just gets left on the on position all the time. And so the switch now becomes in there, and it's you switch it on and off by remote. So that's kind of what's going on there. So yeah, it's kind of fun. I like doing it. I like putting this stuff together much more than I thought. I don't like being on this ladder though. This ladder is a rickety ladder. It's like an old school wood ladder, and it's pretty solid. But I don't know about solid, but boy, when you get up there, it's a little bit wiggly. But so far, so good. No broken bones. So, yep, that is where things are at with the shop. So, anyway, God bless.